It's been about 2 weeks since we got the field cultivating done, and I got the planter somewhat hooked up to the tractor. We've had a lot of rain over the last week. Wasn't too bad. The week before we had a lot of rain. We've been letting things dry out, and now that we've done that, we've decided we're not happy with the job the field cultivator did. So with that being said, it didn't break it up as good, and it's not going to be a very good seed bed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to unhook that corn planter here in a second, and we're going to hook up to the spike tooth harrow. We're going to hook up to this thing. I think the technical name on it's a Tarrigator, something like that, or a cultigator. I don't know, we call it a harrow. It's just got these spike teeth. We're hoping if we run that over it that it'll smooth it out a little bit. I will honestly say I don't think this thing's been used since before the flood of 93, maybe 94, not sure. So we're gonna see what it does, but in order to do that, I need to move that chisel plow. I need to back the combine out of the way. I think I'll be able to squeeze by this because it don't start at the moment. And there's just about that much room. So let's get to moving things. Alright, we got all that moved out. I didn't really pay attention until I was doing it, but to get that chisel plow out, I didn't know if I was going to have to move this mower or not, because there's my tire track, and it was right on the edge there. So we got that chisel plow moved over here, normally where the planter goes, sitting up over there. So now I need to put a drawbar on here, which is in the little shop, and I'm not sure if I got to take the quick hitch off to do that or not. But that harrow, my dad says, works better when it's on the drawbar going across here versus using that hitch. That way we can control the height of the front a little easier going up and down. So I'm going to go talk to him and see what he's got to say. So here's that drawbar I was talking about, and it does fit with the quick hitch, and it's pretty bent up because we used to use this when we pulled a moldboard plow, but it'll work. I don't know if these keepers are going to do much. I mean, this thing really shouldn't go nowhere. So we're going to pull over there and hook it up. Well, we got it hooked up. Now we just got to see if these tires will take any air. I really hope they do. So I'm gonna grab the air compressor and get after it. Well, while we're waiting on that air compressor to build up, I figure I ought to take this time and explain a few things. Like the reason we run the field cultivator, or why we're gonna run this harrow. In the fall, we do deep tillage, and normally we got about 65 acres we'll run this chisel plow over. And then the rest of our fields, that chisel plow won't go in the ground. It's really black dirt, real heavy soil. And we normally hire our neighbor to come down with his disc ripper and rip that for us. This fall, I just didn't have the time. And we hired our neighbor just to disc rip everything for us. So when you disc rip, you're going probably 15 to 18 inches deep, I believe, breaking that soil up, getting all the compaction out of there, and just helping that ground breathe. So you'll let it lay like that all winter long until spring, and that helps break down all your trash, or I don't really know what, I always call it trash, but like your residue and stuff like that. So then you'll come in with a field cultivator in the spring, and you only want to run that a couple inches deep, probably 2, 3 at the very most. and you're just trying to take and level off the field and smooth it out to make a good seed bed. Well, with our field cultivator not having that harrow on the back of it because it's all busted up and broken, last year we got by with it and it seemed to do okay in the corn ground, but in the bean ground it was very difficult during harvest. Well, this year this ground just didn't work up all that great, and I'm not 100% sure why. Well, one of the main reasons probably is this old field cultivator just doesn't do a great job. So with that being said, we field cultivated our corn ground and we let it get rained on and go from there, and we're just not happy how it turned out. So we're going to try to run this harrow over it to give it a real nice smooth seed bed to help that planter to be pretty accurate when it's planting. This is something we don't normally do. Normally in the spring we make one pass and we're done. So we're going to see how this works out, and I'm hoping to either come up with some sort of contraption to make that field cultivator work a little better by the time I got to field cultivate our bean ground, because I really don't want to have to make two passes over all of that too, because that's just wasting fuel and added compaction in my opinion. So we're going to see what we can get done with this, see if it even works like we think it's going to work. But I'm going to get them tires aired up and we're going to give this thing a try. Well, the tires took air. This one over here is leaking just one little spot around the bead, and I'm hoping once it gets to bouncing it'll seal it up. It's already actually kind of sealed up now right there, so we might be in good shape. So yesterday I stopped filming for a while, had some issues. This thing kept plugging up in the front, and then this pipe here broke in half, which controls the height on the up and down. It was Sunday, not many options, and that's cast, so we did our best at welding it. Well, I didn't, my buddy did, and then put it back together, and it still wasn't right, so we had to cut this other piece and bend this other one back. Nightmare. Just got it back together. I think I fixed my dragging up issue. There's adjustments on this hitch here, right down here. I moved those to raise the front of this back up. I think we're going to go give it a shot now. Well, I got that 33 acres over there all harrowed up. I didn't film much the last 2 days while I was doing that because it's been real aggravating and not working right. I've had a few things break, and I come through and try to readjust a couple other things, but it just keeps plugging up, and it was a nightmare. I ended up having to go over most of it twice, so it's just been a rough couple days with that. I still got 13 acres up the road I need to run that across. And then hopefully sometime this week they come down and get our cornfield sprayed so we can start planting But I'm not in a too big of a hurry because tomorrow night they're talking 29 degrees and it's about 60 right now and the wind's whipping. It really hasn't warmed up that much around here yet, so I think we're about the only ones not planting corn. Everybody's been planting for the last, since about the 1st of April, really. But that's going to do it on this video. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
From the west side